Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. Now, Mad Max Fury Road is known by many people as one of the greatest action spectacles of the 2010s, if not in all of action movie filmmaking. So, naturally, this was going to have a hard act to follow when it comes to a prequel that focuses on Furiosa and all the events that led up to the events of Mad Max Fury Road. But thankfully, despite having some questionable casting as with Anya Taylor-Joy as Furiosa, we have a film that has plenty of explosions, plenty of world building, plenty of characters who not only fit into Fury Road but are also able to stand out on their own merits, and we have another bloody R-rated adventure in the wasteland. But let's get to the story, shall we? The story focuses on Furiosa, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, who is taken from the green place of many mothers by bikers who are under the control of Dementus, played by Chris Hemsworth. Dementus is a warlord who wants a bigger place inside the wasteland, so he decides to directly challenge Immortan Joe, the main villain of Fury Road, as well as the People Eater and the Bullet Farmer, who run Gastown and the Bullet Farm respectively. Once Dementus takes over Gastown and becomes a thorn in the Immortan's side, Furiosa decides to disguise herself within the Citadel to avoid becoming one of Immortan Joe's wives, and so she can ultimately rise through the ranks in the alongside the War Boys in order to eventually become an Imperator, so she can eventually take her revenge on Dementus and try to find a way back home. So that's all I'll say about the story. The story here definitely feels like it fills in the blanks for those who are wondering about various questions regarding Fury Road. How did Furiosa get to be with Immortan Joe? How did she become an Imperator in the first place? How did she get her metal arm? Etc. It has all of those explanations, and it manages to do so in a way that doesn't feel gimmicky. Plus, it manages to fill out a lot of questions about how the Citadel works and when it comes to how the hierarchy of the whole place works. Granted, they have different actors for certain roles, like Immortan Joe isn't played by Toe Cutter anymore, but we also get some interesting connections to the Mad Max video game here. For example, one of his sons, Scabrous Scrotus, was the main villain of the 2015 video game, but he wasn't in Fury Road. But he's here now. So if you were wondering where he came from, there's your answer. But of course, with Anya Taylor-Joy only having a few lines in the film by design, the main attraction here when it comes to new characters is Dementus, played by Chris Hemsworth. And he's got a fitting name because he is absolutely demented. Dementus steals every single scene that he's in. He's immensely over the top, but it also feels like Chris Hemsworth is having the time of his life playing the character. Almost like this is him finally realizing he doesn't have to be a goody two shoes dumb good guy in a Marvel movie, so he can just go nuts with this role. And it's, a lot of fun watching him go nuts. And despite the fact that Anya Taylor-Joy only has a little over 30 lines in the film, it really feels like she fits the template that Charlize Theron set for Mad Max Fury Road. She manages to fit in the action scenes pretty well. She makes every line count. And when she's eventually in the full garb of Furiosa, she does look the part and act the part pretty well. Now, it is true that some of the visual effects do look pretty, iffy when it comes down to it, especially when it comes to several visual effects artists in the whole industry not getting the time to perfect their visual effects or clearly being under strict deadlines. But it's still unfortunate that several shots in Fury Road look more visually impressive than they do in Furiosa. But that's only when it comes to like the special effects and stuff like that. The actual action, choreography, and overall chaotic explosions, they're done extremely well. Also, I would argue that the pacing of the first third of the film is a bit slow, but trust me, it picks up quite a bit in the middle and at the end. I wouldn't say it's as good as Fury Road, but that's a hard act to follow. I'd just say it's a solid prequel that fans of the series should definitely pay attention to. That's why I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. See you next time.